All right, good evening, class, and welcome to week number 8. That is right, week number 8 of your 7314 class. As always, I'm your professor, Dr. Jace K. Alston, and this is going to be our closeout check-in video. You have made it to the end of the class. It is week 8. You have turned in your LibGuides. I know you have, and I will be grading those throughout the course of the week. And you are working on those semester-long projects, which are due on Friday, July the 29th. And you will have those in time. I know you will, because I have to have grades turned in on Tuesday of next week. So please do not tarry long on getting those semester-long projects up and done. So having said that, just a few closeout things that I want to say. First of all, I thank you all for being good sports and everything. There is a lot of information that you have to take in this class, and there was a lot of information that actually got thrown at you like right off the bat. And I condensed a 15-week course into 8 weeks, which is what I do when I have to teach this class during the summer, and that is not easy. And I appreciate it when my students can rise to the challenge, and for the most part, you all rose to the challenge. I'm very, very happy for your performances and the energy and effort that you all showed in this course. I was very impressed with the, especially in the midst of the condensed session, the quality of your discussion board posts. That was very good, and you all had very, very good assignments, formal assignments, when it came to your Wikipedia assignments and your virtual reference assignments and everything. I'm sure the LibGuides are going to be great, if not excellent, and also, like I've told you before, the LibGuides are going to be graded a bit more leniently here in the summer session than I would grade them during the spring and the fall. Okay, so yeah, your LibGuides will be graded during the course of the week, and then probably over the weekend, that's when I get the semester-long projects graded, and then get those grades turned in by Tuesday. So I've got a busy week and a half or so ahead of me, but it comes at the end of a very good class. So I am very thankful for you all to have had you all, and for you all to have been a good class and a patient class and all the things that you all were. A few other things that I want to say in closing. And by the way, I will be getting to these discussion sevens as well. But a few other things that I want to say in closing. First of all, for the Free for All forum, I would suggest that for those of you who want to, I probably shouldn't go in there anyway. For those of you who do want to stay in touch with one another, I do recommend potentially putting maybe your LinkedIn page or your Twitter page or something in the Free for All forum. You can get a thread going. For those of you who want to stay in contact in some way or another and continue networking beyond this class. Because one thing that I can tell you is that I'm still in contact with a lot of the people that I went to library school with. You probably do not want to abandon those connections right as soon as you get out of library school. And I know I went to an on-campus library school program, so it was a lot easier for me to network with my classmates, and it is going to be for you all to network with your classmates, given that you all have attended class online, and I apologize for that. But having said that, still, if you notice through interacting with people, either in your virtual reference assignments or seeing what people were saying on the discussion posts and things like that, if you do want to keep in contact with people, again, I recommend Twitter and LinkedIn may be your safest bets. I'm very cautious about recommending people follow each other on Facebook or friend each other on Facebook, because Facebook is where people get a little crazy. I deleted my Facebook page in 2020 because I just couldn't take it anymore, especially during the pandemic. But yeah, having said that, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter, actually I would say Twitter even before Instagram. If you're on those things, drop your handle, and then somebody may want to follow you and you may want to follow them, and that's a good way to stay connected. And that's something that you're probably going to want to do in a field like this. Again, I stay in contact with people that I went to library school with, and it is rewarding and it pays off. Okay. So that's one thing that I wanted to leave you all with. Another thing that I do want to leave you all with is that we did have a couple of good questions in the questions area of the course regarding the semester-long project. So I actually just want to answer those again now. So for the semester-long project, you do not, I repeat, you do not have to give the citation information unless the question specifically asks for it. Okay. That's a good question. And yes, if it's not specifically asking for it, then you won't be docked for not having it. I also do want to say that, I will not be taking off points for, errors in your citation information, with this, semester-long project. I do use the virtual reference practice papers and the Wikipedia edit papers to determine how well you all are able to pick up on the citation style. So I'm not going to, you already have a lot of work that you have to do with this semester long exam. So yeah, don't worry about trying to get your formatting on APA perfect or anything like that. I'm totally not going to be docking points on that, not on this assignment, okay? So there's that, and the last few things that I want to tell you are about courses that I may recommend in the future. So yeah, one drawback to the summer class is that, so what I do with that, most of my check-in videos during the spring and the fall is I teach certain skills. I introduce people to databases, which I did that a little bit for you all too, with JSTOR and Academic Search Complete and legal databases, and then also with the Learning Express library. But I didn't really get a chance to talk about a whole lot of databases in the class during the 8-week class because I lose half of my weeks basically. But I do a whole lot more during the spring and the fall, right? But if you do feel that you could be introduced to a few more things, then and you are definitely sure that you want to be a public services librarian, probably a reference librarian in the future, then there are 2 classes that I'm going to recommend, and these are 2 classes that I don't really go over a lot of the content in the spring or fall reference classes either, because they are their own separate classes. So first of all, the fundamentals of medical librarianship. Again, if you want to be a reference librarian and you want to be somebody who answers the questions and that sort of thing, then 9415 Fundamentals of Medical Librarianship. This is a good one for you to take because it is going to focus on providing health information, and that includes sort of learning a little bit better how to use things like PubMed and some of these other CINAHL and some of these other medical and health and nursing databases that you would use in the medical field, okay? So again, if you want to be a public services librarian and you do want to enhance your skills more and learn a bit more about the various resources. Unfortunately, when you have this abbreviated class, you're not going to learn as much as, or you're not going to have the opportunity to learn as much, as I say, since the check-in videos are optional. But you're not going to have the opportunity to learn as much as somebody who does it in the spring or in the fall. But these are some classes that you can take to supplement your skill set. So I would say Fundamentals of Medical Librarianship, and then also I will teach in the spring. I will be teaching basically the business reference class 9449. And I do teach, I do give introductions and just kind of do a little bit to teach, for instance, on, excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. So I do give introductions for some of the various business databases that you're going to probably end up using a lot. So things like Business Source Complete and Westlaw, Merchant, Online, all of these various things. We're going to look at Yahoo Finance, and we talk about Morningstar and all of these things. So various things that you need for like business and finance and those sorts of things. I go over those in the business reference class, and I was a business librarian for about 1.5 years for Coastal Carolina University in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So I've got some real life experience with that. But definitely, I would say that if you're looking specifically to be a public services librarian or a reference librarian, in the condensed class, you still probably didn't get as much exposure as you probably want. So I recommend you taking one of those 2 classes, either the health or the business librarianship class, somewhere down the line. And that way you can learn a few more resources, learn what a few more resources are used for. And then also you can, those are good skill sets to have. So those are niche skill sets, but a lot of times, like anyone who's got a very solid business skill set or health librarianship skill set, those people are rarely ever looking for jobs because those are in-demand skill sets. So that's something else that I want to kind of leave with you all. And that would be, again, a way to supplement the exposure that you got to databases and other types of services and resources that you would use for patrons when providing reference. But this is the groundwork that you laid here, and I'm very glad that you did that. And with that said, that's pretty much all I needed to talk about. You can probably find me on LinkedIn if you want, or also on Instagram if you'd like. Again, I don't do Facebook. But if you want to keep in touch with me, LinkedIn, Instagram, Soul City Sigma, I believe, for both of those. And with that said, I am Dr. Jace, and make sure you take some other classes that deal with public-facing resources just in case. I really enjoy having you all, and I wish you luck throughout the rest of the program. Bye-bye.